Hello, hi everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Mix It Up. This is season 2, and today I would like us to talk about friendship, or rather friendships. For me, again, this has been my own personal experience when it comes to friendships and what that whole thing has taught me really about what friendship is about, what kind of a friend I am, what kind of friends I tend to attract, what kind of friends, I keep and all that. So honestly, like most of us, like of course, we know there. Like for me, I have categorized my friends like broadly into two categories. There are those who are family, like basically became family. You know, those friends that even your parents know about, like those friends, like even family members know about them. That's one. And then there are those now, they're friends that really they're just your friends, like your family doesn't really know about them, but now this larger group, this bigger group of the first group, sorry, of family of friends who became family probably know about this other second group. For me, that's how I broadly categorize them, so for the and then for the now friends who became family, there's also a subcategory in that as well, because they're in that group. They are the friends who you perhaps talk to every other day, and they're friends in that same group who you don't talk for a very long time, but when you do, it's seamless, it's effortless, like you were just you connect and you link up, like it's just so easy and so effortless. So on the first one of the first subcategory of this larger group of friends who became family, there are those who, like I mentioned, who you talk to every day. So they're perhaps aware of so much that's going on in your life. They are perhaps aware of your personal things in your personal life. They're aware of like work stuff. They're just aware of things that are going on in your life, And then for the other category of now in this family group, you don't really know so much about what's going on in each other's personal life per se, but you like y'all are cool and y'all are just for life. Like I don't know how else to put that. And then now for the second broader category, which is friends, for me is amongst them the people who know a few things about like your personal life, and that's not like the nitty-gritties of it, like just I'm starting a new job, but they don't really know where it is, how much you earn, the challenges you're facing. They just know the like face value of things, like, oh yeah, I'm dating, but they don't really know who it is you're dating. They don't know the things that are in that relationship. Like, oh, how is the family? Everyone is okay, but they don't really know, like, like those deeper issues that are in your life, like when it comes to your personal life. Like these are people you just legit know each other just on face value. Like you don't go deeper into matters per se. So yeah, these are people you go out with. These are people you do lunch dates with. These are people you just they occasionally, hi, how have you been, and all that, and then it's a silence for another couple of weeks or months, depending. So things, that's one I've learned to categorize, not to how can I put this, for lack of a better word, categorize my friends, to put people in places where I feel they should be based on how we relate with one another. The second thing I've learned is it's okay for friendships to evolve. Perhaps I should have led with this. It's very okay for friendships to evolve, either to in a manner that you outgrow each other, or in a manner where you get close. So you know, like as you get older, there are friends who, even in the category of friends who became family, you slowly start to drift apart, which is okay. It's not necessarily a bad thing, because people grow, people change, things, things just evolve, and change is the only constant thing, that you can count on. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, actually, just to let people evolve into themselves, rather, if I can say that. So I've learned that as well, that it's okay for friendships to evolve. I will dive deeper perhaps as I conclude. But the other third thing I've learned is that it's okay to want different things from your friends, and it's okay for your friends to want different things from the things that you want. So because we are friends doesn't necessarily mean that everything that I want is exactly what you should want, and everything that you want shouldn't be everything that I want. And it's wrong, and it's not right for you to put to impose, rather, if I can say that, the things about yourself, perhaps your beliefs, perhaps those things, to impose them on your friends. It's okay to talk about them, but it's a whole other thing to now want to change and make this person start believing in the things you believe, or start living life how you do, also start having, we are all different, our core values, our belief systems, our principles, all those things are different based on the kind of upbringing we had, depending on the environment that is around us now, on our level of self-awareness, and many other things as well. So it's totally okay for you to want different things from your friends, and it's okay for you to want different things. It's okay for your friends, to want different things from you, and neither of you should impose yourselves or your beliefs, or your way of life, or anything like that on someone else. That is absolutely wrong. It's totally and completely wrong for it to happen. Sorry. So, like, on the evolving part, like, honestly, truly, as like in life, we're all in our own paths, our own journeys. We're just going through this life thing at our own pace, and in the manner that it has been designed for us to be, to lead, rather. So you would find that when you were in primary school, you had friends. There are those, fortunately, perhaps in your circumstances, were able to go to secondary school, and maybe others who didn't. There are others who went, but along the way they didn't complete. There are those who went, completed, but that was the end of it. They didn't go for perhaps higher education, to colleges, to universities, to tertiary institutions, whatever. There are those who did. So you see, like, naturally, like, life just takes creates, if I can call it a barrier, if I can call it that, for lack of a better word. So, like, it just quote unquote cuts off people with certain things that happen, without even there being any issues, or being any grudge, or any animosity of any sort. So you find that by virtue of that, like, school and all that separates people. The other thing comes now, careers. There are those whose careers started even before they graduated. Those are people who naturally are separated from the other flock. There are those who, after their graduations or after their schools, they immediately get jobs. That separates people as well. Then there are those who take a little bit longer to get their footings in careers, in jobs, in businesses, in entrepreneurships. So that again is another separation that happens. You get. Then when it comes to the things of now personal levels of, like, marriage and kids, again, there are people who have kids, like, in your age group, in your age set, way early, in your friend group, way earlier, according to you, or according to the time that you guys have like in the group, that age group and age set you're in as friends. But then again, that's their time, so you shouldn't think as it as a perspective of it being earlier or later. That's their time to have kids, to start families, to get married, to marry. That again separates people for very obvious reasons, because priorities change, things shift. That those now who primarily focus on their families and bringing up their families, and now other people are involved, other people's feelings are involved. Their time now cannot be spent solely on themselves. It has to be divided between the family they're starting or they've already started, and their in-laws, and then now there's you, and then they also have their own personal life as well. That's another thing that happens. And then there are those who are career oriented, and for them their focus is just primarily on work and how to get better, to get the next promotion, to learn the next big deal, to open the next biggest store for them, like in the area, or to diversify into other areas and towns and cities. And that again creates another form of separation when it comes to how friendships are framed. So honestly, for me, my biggest takeaway is that it's okay for people to evolve, and it's okay for friendships to evolve, because that's the beauty of life. Like, if things do not change, then that means there's no growth. With growth comes change, and with change sometimes things shift. There's a lot of changes, which are totally okay. There's nothing bad with that. So most important thing I would like to point out is that we learn how to categorize our friends, and where we put our friends, the people, and I just usually tell this to people who are really close to me, and I'm like, it's really, people really call everyone their friend. I used to be like that anyway, some time back, but now not anymore. There are people I know, like, this is a friend of a friend. Actually, they are not my friend. They might be my friend's friend, but they are not mine, and that's okay. Or people I used to refer to colleagues as my friends, then I came to know not really. My colleagues are not my friends, and it's not a bad thing to have a colleague evolve, that relationship evolving into a friendship. That's totally okay. Like I've said, evolution is constant, and that's very fine. So it's okay to, it's really important, to know how to categorize people. Like, this is my friend, this is a friend of a friend, this is somebody I know, this is a colleague, this is somebody who I am perhaps working towards a friendship with. Just really, you don't have to call everyone your friend, because everyone is not your friend, and everyone does not have to refer to you as their friend, because if that's not how they see you. Another thing is, when it comes to friendships, I've learned that I am learning to unlearn entitlement. I hope that makes sense. I am learning to unlearn entitlement that comes with friendships, especially long-term friendships. A lot of times we get carried away, because I've known this person for X amount of years. So with time, you feel like, hey, this person can't say or shouldn't say no to me, or perhaps I can't say no to them. So you find yourself compromising yourself or your values for things that, because you really want to not to displease this person. And then that goes back into another deeper issue of just being a people pleaser, which is a whole other topic for a whole other day. But it just generally, there's just entitlement that comes with friendship, where somebody perhaps feels like, hey, you've been my friend for this long, so if I should call you to come attend something for me, something of mine, you shouldn't say no. Or if I am in a fix and I am asking money from you, you shouldn't say no to me. Like, I have known you for so long, bono waninyima pesa? No, don't. Please, let's unlearn the entitlement that comes with friendships. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I know I have made personally my own share of mistakes when it comes to being entitled as a friend, and every day I'm learning. I do not take any day that that is like I feel like, oh, this person should do this for me, or anyway I should do this for this. No, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that, kabisa, because you are not, like, people are not there to like be there to every beck and call. They are not supposed to do that, honestly. Like, that those friends who are always for no offense, always in crisis, always they're always the ones who are using us as their therapist. Or again, it's draining. Honestly, it is draining, because you get to a point where sometimes you really know when this person is calling me, they're either calling me because they need something, either money, or something is not going right in their life, so they want to unpack it with me. And that, over like a long period of time, it becomes draining, and people don't want to be associated with that, because they're like, sasa huyu akinipigia tu yaja kuniambia shida zake, huyu akinipigia kuna kitu yataka. And nobody wants to be associated as that type of friend, and also doesn't want to be associated with that kind of friend. So let's unlearn entitlement. I digress, but let's unlearn entitlement. Gosh, like, it's a lot of that is just something else. I'm not here to teach anyone how to be a good friend or how to be friends with people. I'm just here to tell my own personal experience about these things. Honestly, I feel another thing that perhaps is a big hindrance to friendships is, how do I put this? I don't know. I don't know, like, the ability to forget that this is something, like, this is in as much as I am here and they are there, there are emotions and feelings involved. You get, like, every decision I make that impacts somebody else should have been thought about first. So, like, that cuts across the board, for family, for partners, for parents, and more importantly for friends, because sometimes we just make decisions without considering how they are going to affect our friends, and they are involved in that matter perhaps, or in that situation, or whatever. Like, just think things through before you go and just get somebody else hurt by your words or by your actions. Let's learn to say sorry and apologize and be accountable when it comes to friendships as well. We honestly, like I talk about when it comes to relationships, for me, like, of the romantic nature, I feel like we are losing so much true and genuine friendships, because people don't want to say sorry, people don't want to be accountable, people don't want to to just let go of their selves and their ego and their big esteems, and just be like, what, I'm sorry I messed up, or what, here you did this and I wasn't pleased and it hurt me, or it, like, can you please clarify what this meant or why you did that? Like, let's just not, like, I feel honestly as a generation we are just the car off, let's car off, like, I'm carrying you off, has been so normalized to a point where I don't know if by the time we are in our 70s and 80s we really will have any friends, because any slight disagreement, any slight inconvenience in our friendships, me, I'm out. No, I'm carrying them off. And the use of the word toxicity, gosh, and narcissist to this day, I'm not saying there are no toxic friendships, that's a story for a whole other episode. And there are no narcissistic people when it comes to friendships. There are people like that. However, I feel for us as a generation, it's always easier for us to quit and go and start something else as opposed to getting through something. And that cuts across when it comes to our careers, when it comes to our families, when it comes to friendships, when it comes to relationships of the romantic nature. For us, cutting off, just leaving, and just starting something else seems easier for us. And again, don't misquote me, don't get me wrong. It's not okay to stay in a place where you don't feel like your mental health is in a good space. No, please leave. Get the help you need, get the support you need, and just walk out if it's not like something that is helping you mentally. But for things that really can just be, because to err is you want to err is like to err is human. Like we are humans, and we're going to make errors and mistakes, and we need to learn from each other and from one another. It's really, I feel it's important. I honestly think that when I'm recording this podcast, it's like I am talking to somebody here. Like it's like I'm having a conversation, and it just feels really nice. So sometimes I feel like I was just so into this, and yeah, like I put a lot of myself out there. But I love being vulnerable. Like vulnerability for me is strength. I don't see it as a weakness. On another separate episode, hopefully maybe still in this season, I would like to talk about friendship breakups and how that affects individuals, and how that affects us. Because I know it's spoken about, but I don't feel still that like it's spoken about enough. A lot of focus has been put in the relationship of the romantic nature, and people forget that when friendships end, there's a lot that is lost. A lot that is lost. But anyway, yeah, let me hear from you guys. What do you think? How have you categorized your friendships? Have you categorized your friendships? How do you feel about the whole issue of entitlement when it comes to friendship? How do you feel about the whole issue of imposing other things of who you are on your friends? Or how do you feel about people, evolving and becoming other people, and perhaps outgrowing that friendship and all that? Please kindly let me know how you feel about this whole thing. As always, it's been a pleasure recording this, and I really I'm grateful for the support and for the love and everything so far. Please continue subscribing, continue liking, continue sharing as well. I'm so thankful for you guys. So yeah, that is it. I've been your host, Nkatha Kinywa. Until next time, bye guys.